Hey there, friends. Nibs again. Out here at the range today, doing a little bit of goofing around, and I've got kind of an oddball request, I guess you could say, from these the folks over at Discovery Opt. They wanted me to do some testing of their new not new, their 7075 rings that they have on their website. And what they wanted me to do was shoot a bunch of shots with this Hatsan Model 125 and test to see that they stay torqued properly. Kind of an oddball request, but so I have these mounted up on here. They suggested that I use this 1:6x24 Discovery Opt scope as well, and we're just going to double check the torque. I did shoot like 10 or 12 shots, zeroing it up here, and it's shooting pretty good. But we're going to recheck the torque. I have my Wheeler fat wrench, and so the cap screws are supposed to be torqued at 20 inch-pounds, which I have this set for already. I'm going to go ahead and none of them are moving. All right, so now the base screws are supposed to be 30 inch-pounds. These are all marked on the rings what they're supposed to be set for. That didn't move. That didn't move. That didn't move. And that didn't move. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to shoot 50 shots. I won't keep you on for all 50 shots. I'll do 8 or 10, and then I'll cut the camera off, and then I'll bring you on for the last little bit. But all right, I cut out some of that in the middle there, but I counted out 50 pellets into the tin here. Just give you a little quick flyby on what we got going on here. So this is a Hatsan Model 125. This is the spring version, not the Vortex version. These 7075 rings I already had that they wanted me to test a little bit high. So I did put this cheek riser on here, which actually worked out really well. But we have the Discovery 1:6 LPVO and the 7075 30 millimeter rings. So let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, I'll do 8 or 10 shots, and then I'll cut the camera off. I already have my camera running down there, and there's 8 or 10 shots, like I said, on the maybe 10 or 12 already on the splatter burst. And it's pretty cold, so I haven't shot this guy in a little while, so it might be a little maybe like somebody's inside. I'm gonna shoot, I think. All right, so let's see. I've already got shots at 9 o'clock and in the middle of the target. So let's I'm gonna shoot at 12 o'clock. See where we're at right now. Gotta remember the automatic safety. All right, looks like our zero stayed pretty good. This is a workout. I'm just shooting 25 yards here right now. Might try this guy can bottom challenge if my arm will stand 55 shots. That's not looking too bad. That's 3. So I'll do 8 or 10, and then I'll cut the camera off. I'll bring you back on for the last 10. That's looking pretty darn good. That's 5. And bear in mind, this is a brand new gun. Not shot less than 20 shots through it so far. Oop. 6 or 8, 6 or 7 there. Definitely smell some dieseling going on. Burning off the construction lube. All right, so I will go ahead and pause the camera and continue shooting. And like I said, I'll bring you back on when I've got 8 or 10 pellets left. And we'll finish this up. And we'll recheck our torque and be done with it.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Alrighty, so I am back, and it took me about 20 minutes to shoot those 50 shots. Actually, I haven't shot all 50 yet. I've got what do I got here? 7 pellets left. So I did not shoot all of them at the Splatterburst at 25 yards. I actually did put one out at 50 yards, and I was shooting quite a few at those, and just kind of seeing where I was at 50 yards. It wasn't doing too bad. It actually, towards the end of that run, it actually started to walk up a little bit, so I had to re-zero it. Hopefully that isn't a sign of something not good with the scope. But I did re-zero it at 25, so we're ready to go still here. But let's go ahead and finish up these last shots and check our torque. Shooting at 6 o'clock on that Splatterburst. Hopefully it was just a little bit of the scope settling in on the rifle. But it's not too bad. It'll hold at 25 yards. It'll hold about an inch group, it seems like, from what I've seen so far. I was able to hit my soda cans at 50 yards once I figured out where my hold point was for that. Still shooting at 6 o'clock. Got 4 more to go. I might give this a run at the soda can bottom challenge. That's not bad for budget Springer. Minute of dead squirrel every time. This thing's got some power too. Nice 6 o'clock hit. All right, 2 more pellets, and then we will. I'll put when I get done with this, I'll put a picture of the 50-yard target up. It was shooting about 2 or 3 inches low, but right there, like I said, towards the end of my string, it started walking up, and it was shooting really high at 25 yards. But it really only took a few clicks and got it back on 0, and seems to be sticking there now. So yeah, it's doing great, staying right where it needs to be. So I think maybe it was just or it could be the gun is actually breaking in and actually getting more velocity, I guess. Could be the other thing. All right, that was a good looking group. Last little bit there. So there's 50 shots. Let's get our fat wrench out here. So I still have it set for 30 inch-pounds. So we'll do the bottom screws first. No movement. No movement. No movement. And no movement. All right, so let's back her back down to 20. It says in the Wheeler instructions that you want to turn this back down to 0 before you store it. You don't want to leave it set. Store it set at a torque setting. No movement. No movement. No movement. No movement. No movement. 0 movement. Nothing. So there you go. Just as discovery, I'm sure they will be happy to see that after, well, it was more like 60 some shots really, because I shot the zeroing shots beforehand, and that was 10 or 12 shots, and then I did shoot 50 more shots after I rechecked the torque, and they checked fine, but then I shot 50 more shots. So but there you go. That is the Hatsan 125. I really like this combination. Hopefully that scope will work well and last on there. They suggested that was the scope they suggested me using the 5-30, but I didn't have any of the 34 millimeter 70-75 rings in stock, so they suggested this one as a second choice. But anyway, that's a lot of fun, neat little experiment. And again, here's that picture of that 50-yard target. Most of the shots were down low, but it kind of inched its way up, and started shooting about 3 inches high, and then I brought it back to 25 yards, and it was about 3 inches high there too. A few clicks down, got it back on 0, and it seemed to be holding pretty good now. So I don't know if it was just something moved inside the scope, or the gun was just breaking in. But hope you guys liked the video. Till next time, have a great day.